Wilson, Leighton Higginbotham, Caroline Lum, Charlie Odom, Macy Oliver, Alicia Reed, Ellie Reed, Alicia Rush, Gracie Russell, and Lily Reed. These young ladies are coached by Miss Sarah Miles. Give it up to the West Lauderdale cheerleaders.
Flag W with the sword going through it. It's great to be back home as we are ready for a 5-0 contest with the West Lauderdale Knights, 5-0, 5-1 Kosciusko Whippets. And I'll tell you what, this game between Kosciusko and West Lauderdale, it has become a intense game, especially when it comes down to the outcome. Of course, West Lauderdale over the last 3 years has you got in between one is a COVID game, but last year Knights defeated Kosciusko 20-14. Going back to 2020, of course, the forfeit with COVID. They've got it marked as a 7-0 victory, but that was once again a forfeit victory. Back in 2019, 41-7, lost against Kosciusko the year before that, 2014. And we're actually going to stop right now, be a pause, and have the prayer and national anthem. Miles McAllister will be actually voicing the prayer here at the Kingdom. And of course, the Mighty Knight Marching Band will be doing the national anthem here to follow as well. But once again, West Lauderdale 5-0, Kosciusko 5-1, getting ready for that matchup here in about 15 minutes. But right now, once again, pausing for the national anthem in prayer.
I'm good. Dear God, just thank you for this wonderful day, and please just help these players tonight, Lord, and just help them be safe and have good sportsmanship. Please help everyone as they travel home tonight. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
That was your Mighty Night Marching Band bringing us the national anthem here as we get ready in about 13 minutes, 50 seconds to kick off our second district game of the season, opening night of district play here at the Kingdom, as we were in Carthage last week playing against League Central. Excited for a game tonight against two undefeated in district teams. Kosciusko Whippets coming into the Kingdom right now. 5-1 overall, 1-0 in district play as they get ready to face off against our Knights. Talking about the Mighty Night Marching Band, and you're going to hear more about that at halftime, but they're going to be in competition tomorrow at Neshoba Central, right, Lee? I believe that's what I heard.
That's the word that we got a few moments ago, and of course we'll be hearing more information about that. But going back to the Knights and the Whippets, there've been some close ball games, but the type of ball games that they've had has been tremendous over the last few years. Going back to 2014, it was the Whippets on top 34-6. To 2013, 28-17. 2008, it was 44-22 win for the West Lauderdale. 2007 was a win, 27-12. 2006 loss for West Lauderdale, 21-14. 2005, I remember going into this ball game. We had never faced, in quite a while, we had not faced Kosciusko, and we had just made the jump up to 4A and going to play teams such as Kosciusko, Louisville, and everything. These were teams that if you look at their history, they're one of those teams that they've got some history on their side. And when you go to face a team such as Kosciusko, such as Louisville, and you go in there and defeat those teams, it was a big-time feeling back in 2005. That was the season we went unbeaten up until the third round of the playoffs in 4A playoffs. But that was a win, 45-28. So we even played back in 1985, a loss, 29-8. So
I'm sitting here looking at that date. You know what was significant about that date?
Well, that is that birthday?
No, I was like I don't know, something about like 23 hours old at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's memories.
It was a special time, man. If I remember it right, it was fun.
This team, of course, began back in 1921, so just over 100 years old for the Kosciusko Whippets. So we're going to come back and have the FCA pep talk and also welcome in the West Lauderdale Knights as they break huddle on the sideline. And actually, they've got a helmet right now that they're getting into, but we'll still have to get captains out on midfield and everything like that. And we'll bring you the starters as well. This is your pregame show being brought to you by Battery One Source. Of course, go see the Dufors at Battery One Source for all your automotive, commercial, even special application batteries there. Also mobile phone and tablet repairs. You can go see them 2618 North Frontage Road right here in Meridian. Pre-game show, once again, being brought to you by Battery One Source. We'll continue next on Q101.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Meridian, talk to State Farm agent Chris McDonald today.
Whippets tonight, number 3 is Lee Wade. Number 5 is Thomas Olive. Number 10, Reggie Carter. 52 is Corey Fuller. Isaiah Strait the toss, they have the corner. And the kickoff, the feet go to the west. West Lauderdale will take the bulldog, start the game, and the feet go to the east. What do you say, folks? Are you ready for some football?
Kingdom, Collinsville, Mississippi, as we are ready, or actually just moments away, 5 minutes away from kickoff here in the Kingdom. As the West Lauderdale Knights just breaking huddle, and it's great to have a live mic in the stands, right? 5-0 West Lauderdale Knights taking on the 5-1 Kosciusko Whippets, and the Whippets would love nothing better to come in there and into the Kingdom and upset the Knights. And you know what? I'm not so sure that you would say an upset, because this is a very talented Kosciusko Whippet team coming in here at 5-1. They are very talented. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. They actually started out the season defeating Yazoo County 35-14. Took a loss against one of the top teams in the state, Winona, 20-7. Defeated Lewisburg 19-14. Defeated Choctaw County 24-21. Defeated Forest 42-21. Then last week started out region play with a win against Choctaw Central 35-8. We got some information as far as coin toss information.
We do. In fact, we're about to kick the game off. Kosciusko did win the coin toss, deferred to the second half. And so the Knights will be receiving the kickoff here to begin the game. And it looks like everybody's about ready. They're teeing the ball up. We're going to start the game maybe about 2 or 3 minutes early, looks like, Lee.
We've done this a couple of times.
They have, and I'm okay with it. It means I, might get home in time for bedtime.
Kosciusko going to be kicking off once again. Let's see, John Gant will be doing the kicking duties. Once again, John Gant wearing number 82. Will be putting total 11. And here we go. Deep kickoff, going to go to that far side of the football field around the 8-yard line. Comes to this near side. That's Landon Vaughn up to the 15 to the 20. Comes to this near side even further and gets brought down around the 23, 24-yard line. Nice return from Landon Vaughn wearing number 12. He is one of the main guys here on offense and defense for the West Lauderdale Knights. Of course, he's not a particular starter on offense. They've got him on defense, but he plays quite a bit on offense. And speaking of your offense, here we go with those starters. We'll start out with that offensive line. Paxton George, left tackle. C.J. Watson, left guard. Bryson Alford at center. Jacob Livingston and Zach Simpson on the right-hand side. Tight end is Gunnar Knapp. H-back is Hunter Moore. Antonio Radcliffe, Cooper Luke are your receivers. Caleb Collins in the backfield with Jackson Parker, your quarterback, in a pistol formation. 2 receivers left, and they'll hand off. Nope, pitch back to Jackson Parker. Little flea flicker, and going down deep to Cooper Luke. Cooper Luke makes the connection, 45-yard line, all the way to the Whippet 42-yard line. Big-time play to start out tonight's ball game.
Yeah, just a little flea flicker. You hadn't seen any kind of real trickery. Couple of reverses, but nothing that would definitely constitute as a trick play at all this season out of the West Lauderdale offense. Starting off the game, handoff, pitching it right back to Jackson Parker. He launches it in the air.
Handoff to Caleb Collins going to the far side from the 43 of the Whippets. Gets into the 37, 38-yard line. Pickup of about 5, but once again, a flea flicker getting into Whippet territory. And that's what Coach Brock Clay said. He said he wanted to start fast if you had the chance on offense, and he wants to control the game with the defense.
Yeah, just throwing things that Kosciusko they haven't been able to see at all watching film so far.
Slow handoff gets into the hands of Caleb Collins, but somehow Collins is able to push forward inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. That play was almost a disaster as the handoff was pretty slow getting into the hands of Caleb Collins.
Yeah, it wasn't a clean transition. Not real sure if Jackson Park held on to it too long or what actually caused the holdup. But fortunately, Collins was able to break a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Picked up about 5 yards to bring up 3rd down and a short 1 to go.
Let's get the Knights moving left to right. 2 receivers right. Hayes Nance checks in the game. He gets a first down and a little bit more inside the 30 to around the 28-yard line. So that's definitely enough for a first down. Once again, this drive began around the 23-yard line of the Knights, and a big play to start out the first play of the game. Gets into Whippet territory and now find himself close to around the 25. There's once again 28-yard line is where they're where next set of downs. Handoff, and once again trouble with the handoff, trouble with the snap. Actually, Jackson Parker will keep it.
Not intentional.
No, definitely not.
Tried to put the ball into the belly of his running back Hayes Nance. Ball bounced straight up in the air, and Jackson Parker able to bring it back down and tried to turn something into nothing. Unfortunately, it's going to get on for about a 2-yard loss. And we've seen this last couple of handoffs, just having a hard time. And it's been 2 different running backs, so not real sure what's going on here. Just having a hard time putting the ball in the belly of his running back. But that's assist. It's going to be 2nd and 12 from the Whippet 30-yard line.
Parker, shotgun formation, has Caleb Collins to his left. Collins with the handoff. Collins inside the 25, near the 20, around the 21, 22-yard line is with it. Nope, 21-yard line, about 3 yards shy of a first down, so 3rd down and 3.
All right, we are very early into this game, but what I'm seeing so far is Kosciusko trying to do a lot of arm tackling, not wrapping up, trying to almost kind of an Olay, I'm going to bring you down and not take a direct hit, and these running backs run way too hard for that. they are running through first and second contact and picking up solid yards. I mean, that was a 9-yard pickup right there on the second down and 12.
Jackson Parker, quarterback keeper inside the 20, 15, 10-5, touchdown, another rushing touchdown for Jackson Parker. I believe that is his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. Yes, that is number 10 for Jackson Parker.
Offensive line
game of the season.
Offensive line did work there. That was, what did we say, a 20, how long was
23?
that? 23-yard run into the end zone. Parker has not been touched by a defensive player yet. Outstanding job by the blocker to clear the hole. And Parker, Lee, I think you and I may have been able to run into that hole. I mean, it was a massive, great job by the offensive line.
Yeah, the special teams of Kosciusko, very sound, very great, good so far on the season. So you don't want to have any mistake on your extra points and lining up for an extra point here. Cooper Luke puts it in the uprights for the extra point. So we're good here, 7-0 with 9:11 left here in the first quarter. We'll be back on Q101.
My crusade for the perfect pizza crust has led me here, pining over a backyard wood-fired oven. But how do I bake this building to my budget?
Opening drive, they received the opening kickoff tonight. Landon Vaughn was able to get them up to around the 22, 23-yard line, and a flea flicker to start off tonight's ball game gets them into Whippet territory, and the Knights will score a few plays later on a Jackson Parker 22-yard touchdown run, his 10th rushing touchdown in the quarterback position this year. Here's Cooper Luke. Kickoff. That's a grounder. It'll come down inside the 15s. It's still rolling. It's on the 11-yard line. He'll pick it up on the 11. Comes off to this near side. Up to the 15, to the 20 before being tackled out of bounds. Down the 25. We'll see where the official marks it. But we'll go over the offense for the Kosciusko Whippets. On the offensive line, 63, Mason Williams. 52, Corey Fuller is your left guard. Centers, 54, Preston Moore. 55, Aaron Ellis to his right side. And right tackle is 56, Jaden Wilder. H-back Mark Bondren is number 20. Wide receivers are Derek Manning, Lee Wade, and Tyran Mosley. The running back is Thomas Olive, and Caden Greer is your quarterback wearing number 9. He is in a shotgun formation. He has it back to his left, 2 receivers right, 1 left. High snap, brings it down, hands it off to his running back. Goes to that far side, and I believe he got up to 25, maybe 26-yard line before being tackled.
Yeah, they're going to give him credit for a 1-yard gain. That drive started on their own 24-yard line, and I believe, yeah, they've got it marked maybe half-yard past the 25. So that's going to bring up second down and 9. Good job by the left side of that defensive line for West Lauderdale, getting strong penetration, not letting him break any kind of big run to start it off. Well, they marked.
They say that he didn't get a thing. Same formation for Greer, and
that's
early movement. We'll draw a flag, and that'll back them up 5 yards inside their own 20.
Lee, that was the left tackle that moved, number 63, Mason Williams, just trying to get a little bit of a head start, trying to make sure that he's able to do his job. But because of that, that's going to back him up 5. That's going to bring up second down to 15 because they did mark him for no gain on that first run. You were right about that, Lee. But that's going to be second down to 15 on their own on their own 19-yard line. Snap, quick pass.
Gets up to near the line of scrimmage and plus about 2 or 3 outside of the 25-yard line, about the 26, 27-yard line. We'll see where the official marks it. Nice play of the swing pass out to the right-hand side. Once again, the Whippets moving right to left. And just to tell you what the Whippets look like, maroon helmet, white jersey, white pants with a maroon stripe down the right and left leg, while the Knights are dressed in all black tonight, black helmet, black jerseys with those silver numerals and black pants as well. Third down, 7 to go. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Greer, shotgun formation with a back to his left. There's a snap. looks over the field, looks over the middle, trying to throw deep, and he's got a man and makes a connection around the 48-yard line. Nice pass from Greer to number 3. That is Lee Wade. He is actually a team lead in reception and receiving touchdowns with 3 in their 5-1 quest so far. So he also plays. We saw him last year. Lee Wade. If you go and I love to listen to opposing radio crews broadcasts, and you always hear Lee Wade's name being called out throughout the duration of a game. 2 receivers left, 1 right. High snap. Greer brings it down, and he may have to just eat it, and he does. He'll be marked down just in the inside of the 45-yard line. We've had trouble, and it's not rain, so we know we don't have a wet football, but we've had trouble with the last, not only for the last couple of times for Greer, but West Lauderdale having trouble with the snap.
Absolutely, and not really sure if that's maybe some type of condensation on the field or just the way the ball bounces. Mm-hmm. But either way, both teams having trouble holding on to it, but both teams finding a way to fall back onto it whenever they have trouble handling it. But that's going to bring up 2nd down and 13 for the Whippets on their own 45-yard line. Handoff right up the middle. That's number 5 carrying the ball. Fumble on the field.
Thomas Olive. They're saying he's down. And you know what? Brett Busby picked it up and was taken to the end zone to score. And I was actually talking to Brett Busby during the Fellowship of Christian Athletes this morning, and he was talking about how he loved being able to score in last week's ball game. I said, well, you have a chance. You can pick up a fumble and take it to the end zone and score. And look, he just about did.
I'm pretty sure he just looked up at you. But that's going to bring out 3rd down and long for the Whippets. 3rd down and 13 on their own 44.5-yard line, not quite 45.
Converted a 3rd down just a few moments ago. So let's see what the Knights defense can do here. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left for the Kosciusko Whippets. Scrambling quarterback, and Greer goes deep. He has a man, and wow, knocked loose at the last moment. That is number 24 for the Knights. Number 24 is Jet Calvert. That was a completion made around the 20-yard line, and Calvert comes in and just knocks that ball loose.
Absolutely. Was that number? Was that 3 that he was throwing? Was that Wade again? Yeah, he was open. He had the ball, had possession for about half a second, and
there is a flag near the offensive line. We'll see I think he's going to pick that up. We have not listed the defense for West Lauderdale. Let me go ahead and do that. Defensive line for the Knights: Sean Cole, Kay Germany, Tim McDonald, Carson Smith. Manning the middle is Jordan Gowdy, Jake Rogers, and Brett Busby. And the back end is Jack Davidson, Jet Calvert, who just made that fantastic play.
Let me stop you right quick. There's the punt. It is up. It is a high end over end. It's going to be fairly short. Fair catch called for and made by Jackson Parker at the West Lauderdale 27-yard line. That's where they'll take over. 1st and 10. Go ahead, Lee.
Wrapping up that backfield for the Knights. Q Barty, who had his 4th interception in last week's ball game, and also Landon Vaughn. Defense for the Whippets, who we're about to see take the field: Reggie Carter, Contavious Brown, Tavion Clayton are your down linemen. Thomas Olive, Barrett Kewen. We'll tell you more about Barrett Kewen coming up. Javen Mallett are your inside linebackers. Eli Kemp and Thomas Olive are your outside linebackers. Cornerbacks, I'll get to them in just a minute. Jackson Parker, shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the right, and Parker's just going to take it down and pull it down and run with it up to the 30, just outside the 30, around the 32, 33-yard line.
Yeah, that looked like a design quarterback draw the whole way. He was spread. His wide receivers were spread out to force the defense to spread with it. And because of that, the linebackers were forced to play kind of thin, and therefore on a play that if your linebackers in position, maybe you pick up 2 or 3. He's able to get 6 harder into yards right there.
Hand off to Caleb Collins, comes to this near side, tries to find a little crease. He finds just 1 yard out of that. So a little stingy defense. We'll wrap up their starters. Jocavius Pace, cornerback number 1. Cornerback number 2 is Tyran Mosley, who leads their team in interceptions with 4. And Derek Manning and Lee Wade playing safeties for the team.
Hunter Nance has checked in at running back. Caleb Collins jogging off on the field. And, we've talked about this in weeks past. I don't know that you can say first string, second string.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you can say starter because somebody has to fill that void. But you've got running back 1A and 1A between Nance and Collins. They are both solid.
They're down at 3. Quarterback keeper Jackson Parker is going to get the first down to the 40-yard line. He just lowered his head and got behind a few offensive linemen and got what he needed, right?
All right, I absolutely love what I just saw out of Hayes Nance right there. He knew he wasn't getting the ball. So as soon as that ball was snapped, he lowers his head, face mask up, looking where he's going, but runs full speed up the backside of his center guard and says, I'm going to be the lead blocker. You follow me. And he's at clip a couple of guys and give Jackson Parker more than enough yardage pick up the first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Knights on their own 40-yard line. If you're just joining us, Knights are up 7-0 on their second offensive drive with just over 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Parker looking to pass. He's got quite a few players to choose from. Cooper Luke to be one to the 25, inside the 25 to around the 20-yard line. They're going to mark him down around the 22, 23, 22-yard line. 2 passes from Jackson Parker to Cooper Luke, and Cooper Luke is going to be inching close to 100 yards before this first quarter is even over. 3:55 remaining, and just like you said, Knights lead 7-0, but the Knights are threatening on the Whippet 22-yard line.
Jackson Parker did a great job acting like he was going to scramble, run, got almost back to the line of scrimmage before he reared back and threw it 35 yards downfield to complete to Cooper Luke.
Pistol formation, Jackson Parker, quarterback keeper, and he's going to score again. This time from 22. It's a mirror image of just a few moments ago.
Outstanding job by Jackson Parker, able to make the first man miss, and there was no second man between him and the end zones. I'm looking at the replay. Yeah, one of the defensive linemen made a diving attempt. It was more of an arm tackle that was very easy for Parker to run through. Second scoring touchdown, second rushing touchdown of the night for Jackson Parker as the Knights lead 13-0 with that extra point pending.
They close that swinging gate.
I'm glad you decided to accept that term.
What, was it called water bucket at any time?
Not in my world.
Okay. There's a snap from Hunter Moore. Hold is down from Jackson Parker, and Cooper Luke puts it up through the uprights for the extra point. 3:32 remains here in the first quarter. Knights up 14-0. We'll be back on Q101.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Meridian, talk to State Farm agent Chris McDonald today.
Down run from Jackson Parker. The Knights now lead 14-0. Both extra points, of course, from Cooper Luke are good. And speaking of Cooper, I wanted to highlight this. We always talk about our kicker. Well, actually, the kickers rarely get talked about. But Cooper Luke has 22 out of 25 attempts. 22 been through those uprights. That was coming into tonight's game. You can add 2 more to that. But Denna has done a fantastic job as a junior place kicker for the West Lauderdale Knights. And here he is now, about to put total 11. Back deep for the Whippets. Return man is laid in pace.
He just bombed that one into the end zone for a touchback.
I was about to say, they're not going to have a chance to run those back. Mm-hmm. Back.
Great job. You talk about Cooper Luke doing such a good job, in extra points, field goals. Man, outstanding job kicking the ball off as well. And not only kicking it deep like we just saw, but there are times when he has to do plays. Obviously, there might be a time when he has to do onside kick, but pooch kicks, just kind of placing it on the sideline. It's not a whole lot with his foot in a football that he can't do that we're seeing so far this season.
Well, you're putting the Whippets, may not be right now, but definitely in passing situations. And Greer, here's Greer right now. He's a quarterback keeper, and he is being tackled immediately back there in the back. That is number 14. For the West Lauderdale Knights, who made a great play just a few moments ago. Carson Smith in that backfield immediately to bring up second down and 13. But Greer is 58 completions out of 105 attempts, 793 yards. So they have aired it out. 7 touchdowns, but he has also thrown interceptions as well, 5 on the year so far this year. As far as running the ball, do quite well as well. 988 yards on the season so far in 6 games. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left for Greer and the Whippets.
After that loss, it's going to be second down and 13 on their own 17-yard line.
Handoff to his running back, gets up to the 24-yard line. Nice pickup to get those that sack yardage back in, and up to the 24-yard line. And that's something that the Knights have not had. And I don't know if you would really consider that a sack just a few moments ago from Carson Smith.
No, that was a designed run. That was a zone read. He could either put in the belly of his running back or he could keep it himself. Obviously making the wrong decision, but still, that wasn't a sack. That was a designed running play. But third down and 6 for the Whippets on their own 24-yard line.
Greer looking to pass, makes a connection to number 6, cuts inside, and he's got open running room to the 35, 40, 45, midfield, 45, and he cuts back Actually tries to cut back inside, but he is going to be tackling around the 33-yard line. That was a nice play to find some open field. Maybe got a little too many black jerseys bunched up in one location.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's going to be it's been about 3 yards in the air, but it's going to go for about a 35, 40-yard pass. Able to make the first man miss, and there was no second man for a long time before he was finally gang tackled by a couple of black jerseys after a long yard after catch reception.
Just under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Once again, Knights up 14-0, but the Whippets find themselves after that play in Knight territory on the Knight 33-yard line. 2 receivers right and left for Greer. Greer looking to pass, swing it out to Wade. Wade is met immediately, and he'll do good to get close back up to that line of scrimmage. I believe it's going to be second down, maybe 10.5, 11 to go.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down with what looks like about a 1 yard loss. But just a quick little bubble screen that the Knight defenders were able to run through the block and get there and wait on him. Well, maybe they mark him down for no gain.
Yeah, it's going to be second down and 10 for the Kosciusko Whippets.
You know, that's the same play that went for about 8 or 9 yards on the first drive. So good to see the Knights making the proper adjustments, not letting themselves get burnt twice.
Greer looks over his right-hand shoulder and gets his play call from the coaches. Coach Orr in his 3rd season for the Whippets. Looking to pass is Greer. And number 4 with the completion. It hit hard. Landed Vaughn. He would just take his head off, it would have felt like up here. That'll be a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, what you had there is you had number 4. What was his name? You got that in front of you?
Landed Vaughn. Oh, number 4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Give me a second. Kendrick Woodard.
All right, so Woodard, he makes a reception. He's got 1 blocker in front of him. That's 2 black jerseys. The blocker, the other receiver out in that direction, he's able to put a good block on 1, but Landon Vaughn just blasts him. Going to mark him down as a 2-yard loss. This will bring up 3rd down and 12 on the West Lauderdale 35-yard line.
Same formation for Greer and the Whippets. Looking right, now he's going to pull it down and run. No, he's going to throw it. Overshoots his intended receiver, but there's a flag. Did he cross the?
I'm going to say that may be an illegal pass.
Yeah.
I think that's an illegal forward pass. I'm going to say he's beyond the line of scrimmage, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a yardage loss and a loss of down. We're going to find out here in just a second exactly what it is.
And he is pointing in the direction of West Lauderdale.
I think he's pointing at the line of scrimmage.
Okay. Discussion being made.
As soon as we get the signal, we'll let you know. They're having a conversation with Coach Brock. Okay, so yeah, he's backing them up. Let's see exactly what it is.
It'll be marked off from the 35-yard line, which once again is behind the sticks, so it is an illegal forward pass. Going to be marked all the way back to the 40.
And a loss of down, so that's going to bring up 4th down.
But if you're Kosciusko, you're down 14-0 with 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Do you want to chance it here? I mean, this is really, if you get half the yardage back, it'd be not a great punt, but it would be, I guess, on your favor if you could get a first down here.
I don't know. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of plays in the playbook for a 4th and 19 or 17. But at the same time, if you're able to maybe quick kick or pin West Lauderdale deep. But at the same time, I mean, they've had 2 very successful drives so far on offense. West Lauderdale has, where the only major loss of yardage came that you're on the court whenever you bobbled the handoff.
So they're bringing in the punt team now.
I think that's the right move. I mean, it's not like you're on the 20-yard line. You're on the 40-yard line. You still got plenty of room to pin West Lauderdale deep.
Once again, John Gant is the kicker as well as the punter for Kosciusko. Long snapper is Barrett Cohen. He is number 7. I'll tell you why after this punt. Not a good one. Kind of got off to the right-hand side of his foot and takes a little bit of a night bounce as well. It will go down at the 32-yard line. But Cohen, he is a cousin of Seth Smith, a former Ole Miss Rebels and Colorado Rockies baseball player.
In case you're wondering, that punt netted 7 yards. The line of scrimmage was on the 40-yard line.
I wonder why you had the calculator out.
Yeah, I know. I was using my fingers. I was counting. Well, they got it marked. I'm sorry, 9 yards. They marked it at the 31. I thought it was on the 33. But either way, that's going to bring out 1st and 10 for the Knights if they're on 31-yard line. The first quarter about to wrap up with the Knights having a 14-0 lead. like I said, this will be their third drive. The first two have been very successful on offense. Whippets having a hard time stopping them from gaining good yardage.
Two receivers to this near side for Parker and the Knights. Parker looking to pass. He's got Radcliffe off to around the 41, 42-yard line. Nice block downfield.
Absolutely. I didn't see the block, but I saw number 6 for the Whippets come flying into my field of view. But, yeah, that's going to be a first down pass, or a pass to pick up the proper yardage for a first down. As the Knights are on their own 42.5, 43-yard line now.
Pistol formation for Parker, and Parker will hand it off to Caleb Collins. Collins to midfield. Collins still on his feet around the 42-yard line. There is a flag toward the end of the play. I'm not sure if this was going to be coming back, but if it is, it looks to be maybe holding, and that's what it looks to be initially.
Yeah, Collins had the yardage needed for a first down, but we'll give you the official word whenever we get it.
The flag is at the 47, 48-yard line of the Whippets, so that would put it back on the, 42? My math is not great at all. 43-yard line of the Knights. So it'd be a pickup of a yard after all it's said and done, if that's the correct market, where the flag is thrown from. Yep.
Yeah, they're going to mark it on the 43-yard line, so that's going to
first and 9.
Yeah, replete the down. So first down and 9 for the Knights on their own 43. You hate to see a run like that by Collins be negated because it's a good, strong run, picked up about 12 yards, but didn't see who got the penalty call on them.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter. We're going to step aside as well. 14-0 in favor of the Knights, and the Knights with the football as we start up the second quarter. We'll be back after this on Q101.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
In Meridian, talk to State Farm agent Chris McDonald today.
We are back at the Kingdom here to kick off the second quarter, and if you were just joining us, it's been pretty much all Knights in the first quarter. Defense doing a great job stifling the Whippets, barring one play, but keeping them out of the end zone. Knights been able to score on every drive so far, leading 14-0.
Here's Parker. Parker backpedals, looking to pass deep. He's got Radcliffe and overshoots intended receiver. There was a little bump there, but ref said let him play, and that'll bring up second down, 9 to go. Of course, the reason why we're first down and 9 just a few moments ago was a holding penalty after Caleb Collins would look to be getting a first down, but the holding penalty knocked him back. So it was first down and 9. Incomplete pass brings up second down and 9.
Yeah, Parker taking a shot downfield here to kick off the second quarter, much like he did first play of the first quarter as well.
Here it is, second down and 9. Collins with the handoff, and he will get tackled from behind and lose about 2 or 3 yards. Actually, they just mark him down or just on behind the sticks.
Yeah, they're going to give him forward progress for maybe a half-yard loss, but that's going to bring our – remember, it was they gained a yard on the penalty, so they're going to mark him down for about a yard and a half loss on that. That's going to bring up third down and about 10.5.
So the defense for Kosciusko saying that, hey, we're going to stand up strong here. Let's see if the Knights can answer here. Third down, 10 to go. 2 receivers left for Parker. Going in motion is Hunter Moore. Comes to this near side. Parker backpedals, rolls to the left, trying to find an open receiver. Throws, and that's Cooper Luke. Makes a connection. That is a completion, or do they say incomplete?
They're going to say he made the catch.
Made the catch at the opposing 45-yard line, so that is a first down for the Knights. That was nice.
That was an outstanding catch by, was that Cooper? Yeah, that was Cooper Luke that brought it in. Diving on the sideline, able to get at least, we were blocked by the line of black jerseys. So couldn't see if he got 1 foot or 2 feet down, but great job.
Busby checking in, going to take a swing out pass, kind of mirrored of Kosciusko's pass just a few moments ago, but tackler was there, defender was there for the Whippets, but there is a flag, not sure what.
That may be a face mask.
Looks to be going against the Knights.
Yeah, maybe not. Are they going to call holding on Cooper Luke?
Huh.
No, they're going to call blocking the back on Luke. I didn't see it, but Luke was literally the only blocker in that area.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to push them all the way into their territory on the 45-yard line. First down and 20. So two sets of downs that are kind of hampered by a penalty of their own as the Knights. And let's see if they can climb out of this one. First down and 20 from their own 45. They'll have two receivers right. That is Brett Busby and Cooper Luke. Hand off to Collins. Collins gets hit hard and loses a helmet. I'm not sure. That might have been an offensive lineman that lost a helmet. That's Paxton George. Paxton George, I've got to say congratulations to him. And I'll talk about that in just a moment, but as he has to come out of the game. Him as well as Zach Simpson getting to play in a game after the season is over. Playing for the North, I believe.
Yeah, in the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm. Same formation, but they'll move the receivers off to this near side. Second down and 18. Jackson Parker looking to throw deep to Cooper Luke, and then he makes a connection. 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown, West Lauderdale. And I believe that puts Luke already over 100 yards in tonight's ball game receiving-wise.
Yeah, what you saw right there is Jackson Parker doing a great job selling the quick bubble screen to Brett Busby. Just a short pass, and that made the cornerback bite maybe one step, but one step was all it took for Cooper Luke to get about 2-3 yards behind him. Jackson Parker hit him in stride, and he's able to stroll into the end zone for the third scoring play of the night for the Knights as they lead 20-0, extra point pending, and they are getting set up for the more traditional extra point styles. They close that swinging gate. Cooper Luke scoring the touchdown, getting ready to kick the extra point.
Hunter Moore will do the long snapping. Parker holds it. Cooper Luke, I think he might have pushed that a little too far to the right-hand side.
He did.
20-0 is the score, and we will be back here on Q101.
Locally owned and operated.
Hey, I'm Kirsten Lee, graduate of West Lauderdale and contract specialist for Senior Benefit Marketing. We at Senior Benefit Marketing have a combined 40 years experience in the senior market for life and burial insurance. We would love the opportunity to customize a policy just for you. Or maybe you're looking for a career option. We are always looking for people to join our winning team. Please visit our website at www.seniorbenefitmarketing.com. Go Knights!
Parker started things off for the Knights. Another 22-yard touchdown run by Jackson Parker made it 14-0. Now a 53-yard touchdown pass from Parker to Cooper Luke gets the score. 3 scores, 20-0. Extra point was no good. Wide right. And here we are, 20-0 as Luke will be kicking off to maybe putting it back in the end zone. But their returners are Wade and Pace back there awaiting the football.
Yeah, that's going to be a high end over end. It's going to be returned from the 2-yard line.
That is Pace with the return up to the 10, 15, and 20. Breaks free, 25, 30, 40, near midfield before taken out of bounds.
I have no idea how he is able to break out a couple of those tackles, but doing a great job of a strong return to give the Whippets their best starting field position of the night.
And was that Luke on the tackle?
I believe it was. And look, you sing the praises of the kicker being willing to get in there and make the tackle, but it's kind of like a deep safety making the tackle on a running play.
Right.
Yay for him to forget the tackle, but somebody has messed up somewhere for him to have to make the tackle.
But take away one play from Kosciusko, and they've had trouble on offense. Hopefully, I'm going to knock on wood there. 2 receivers left, 1 right for Greer and the Whippets. They hand off to the running back number 5, Thomas Olive, and he continues to push that pile.
Yeah, forward progress. I think they're going to give him credit for about a 7, maybe even an 8-yard carry. That was a strong run by the Whippets to begin this drive. Again, if you're just joining us, Knights are up 20-0 here in the second quarter. Yeah, they're going to mark him down as a 7-yard gain on the 47-yard line of the Knights. Second down and 3.
Kosciusko with a receiver on each side of the field for the Whippets as the Greer goes under center for the first time tonight and hand off to that running back directly behind him. And about a yard, maybe about a yard. So bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Whippets.
3rd down and 2.
I'm sorry, 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, they're moving left to right,
Yep.
not the other way.
Yep.
If you're staring at the radio, the Whippets are moving left to right. But yeah, Lee, they're going to give him. I don't know. They're all right. Wasn't really sure that yard marker was going to move. They're going to say he gained 1 yard, so that's going to be 3rd down and 2 for the Whippets on the Knight 46-yard line.
My bad, Coach.
It's okay.
Thomas Olive coming in tonight, 79 carries, 481 yards. He is to the right of his quarterback currently. Greer in a shotgun formation, hands it off to Olive. Olive gets the 1st down and more, stays on his feet.
That ball almost wanted to pop out there at the end, but he's able to regain possession, move the sticks. They're going to mark him down right at the Knight 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Whippets. This is only the, 2nd time I believe they've been in Knight territory tonight,
Yes.
and this is their 4th offensive drive, which, I mean, that statistic alone, if you're able to penetrate the other side 50% of the time, a lot of times that's going to be a good night if you're able to turn it into points. But the Knights have had 3 offensive possessions that have turned into 3 touchdowns, so because of their offensive prowess, kind of one-sided so far.
Going in motion is Wade, but getting the handoff is Olive, and he makes a spin move to gain another couple of yards, but that's a pretty nice run of about 6 yards on first play. 2nd down and 4 to go. That's going to be the Whippets on the Knight 35-yard line, so continuing to march into Knight territory, but this is about where the drive stalled out just a few moments ago. As the previous drive got into the Knights territory, but let's see if this defense can bend, not break this time. 2nd down and 4, 2 receivers right, 1 left for the Whippets. Greer, shotgun, he'll hand it off to Olive. Olive goes to that far side, gets the 1st down and more, 25, inside the 25, around the 24-yard line.
Yeah, just nothing special, no kind of razzle-dazzle, just a end around on the left side, and he's able to pick up more than enough yardage for the 1st down. Knights having a hard time stopping the run this drive. I don't think they hadn't thrown it at all, have they, this time? It's been all run.
Same formation for the Whippets. As Greer goes up to the offensive lineman, tells him what to expect. He'll have it back to his left, and that's another running back there now. It's number 20 for the Whippets.
Play clock inside 5.
And he'll hand it off to Fondren. Goes right up the middle and just bulldozes his way through the defensive lineman. He gets inside the 20. It's around the 19-yard line. Pick up about 5 yards.
Yeah, what I've noticed the Whippets of Kosciusko doing so far this drive is pretty much every play, they're milking that play clock. They're taking it down inside of 10 seconds. And I don't know if that's just make sure they got the right formation, the right personnel in, or if they're just trying to make sure that they're trying to shorten the game to keep West Lauderdale from having more offensive possessions.
Olive back in the game as the back, and he goes up to that line and gets close to the 1st down marker. I believe he's going to be about a yard shy.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down right on the 15-yard line, needing to get to the 14.
Right now, Clint, you've got offensive linemen that is pushing that line back, and you're going to have to man up at some point and stop that, or it's going to be a long night.
We saw this last week early on in the game against the League. You know, having just all kinds of success running the ball.
3rd down and 1, quarterback keeper this time, and I'm not sure he got it. He's going to be close to it if he did. I'm not sure they're going to give it to him. They're going to mark it just on the inside of the 15, but I believe you had to be all the way to the 14 to get it. So
yeah,
they're going to bring up 4th down.
But, you know, we saw this, you know, the first couple of drives last week, League having so much success running the ball that, you know, the Knights ended up stacking 7, 8, 9 guys in the box, and that's what it took to stop the run. And we're going to see if we end up having to do that here, because they have been running it down our throat this drive so far.
Nearing 5 minutes left here in the first half. Knights 20, Whippets 0, but they're about a half yard away from continuing this drive. 4th down, about a half yard, and Greer goes under center.
Tried for a hard count, tried to draw them off sides. Good discipline by the Knights to stay on their own side of the ball.
Once again, you think quarterback keeper here? Yep, quarterback keeper, and initially he looks like he's got it, but I'm not so sure as the side judges come in. I don't know if he got it. And, of course, I'm a long ways away from that 1st down marker. But their feet, the side judges' feet, are just on the inside of the 15-yard line. I don't think he got it.
People, Knight players, Knight coaches pointing back the other way, thinking it's a turnover on downs. they're going to have to bring the chains out for a measurement. But looking where the ball is, it's certainly.
Well, of course, I'm not able to see the ball currently. I'm just watching their feet, the side judge's feet, and both of them was located just on the inside.
I don't think they got it by
they
that
did
place.
not get the ball is spotted just on the inside of the 15. You would have to get at least to the 14-yard line to get.
Well, they're bringing the chains out to measure to be sure, but it certainly looks like they're going to be short from where we are. Yep. By about a half a yard. That wasn't even close.
So the Knights.
Outstanding job by the Knights to stop the run after they'd been gashing them up the field, the entire drive.
How about a bend, don't break?
Man, that's exactly what it was.
Previous drive started around the 47-yard line of the Knights, of the Whippets, and got deep into Knights territory, and the Knights defense held strong when they needed it the most, and Knights offense will take over. The Knights offense has scored out of their 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. So let's see if they can continue. First down and 10 from their own 15. They'll have one wide left receiver. They're going to bring in a pistol formation with Hayes Nance directly behind Jackson Parker. I believe that's Cooper Luke to the right-hand side of the line as the Knights moving right to left. Parker rolling left, and he is going to be corralled, and he'll go down just on the outside of the 10-yard line. So that was trouble as the get-go is looked to be possibly a pass. But
yeah, I think that's initially what it was. He had a guy in his face almost from the beginning, so never even got a chance to cock his arm back and throw it. He just tried to scramble and pick up something, but that's going to be a long loss. Second down and 14 for the Knights on their own, 15-yard line? 10-yard line.
11. About 11. Here's Parker. He'll hand off to Nance. Nance gets those yards back and a few more, close to the 20-yard line. Nice run by Hayes Nance. That's about a 9-yard pickup, right? About an 8-yard pickup.
I think they're going to mark him right there on the 20. So, yeah, that'll be about a 9-yard pickup. Go from second down and 15, second down and 14 to third down and 5, just inside the 20-yard line.
They'll move Ratcliffe wide right. Cooper Luke will be in the slot position on that right-hand side. So Parker, once again, facing third down, 5 to go, as Hayes Nance to his right, trying to get the defense to jump, but defense holds strong.
Been a fairly clean game. Couple of penalties, but not too many.
Parker looking to pass, swings it out quickly to, almost picked off. Kind of behind Luke, and number 3, Wade, was sitting there and almost had him another interception. Wade, I'm sorry, that was Mosley with most interceptions on the team, but that, once again, that was Wade almost coming up with that one.
So for the first time tonight, the Knights are sending the punt team out onto the field. So that's going to be Brett Busby they send back to punt the ball away.
And he has not punted in quite a while.
I was thinking Jackson Parker had been handling that duty, hadn't he?
No. Brett's the punter. It's just whenever the Knights want to maybe do a little trickery and see if the opposing team will jump, or Parker can do those duties, but it's mostly Busby that does the punting duties. And that's the thing. I don't know if we punted it all last week. There is a timeout on the field. We're going to stay here in action, but I don't know if we punted it all in last week's ballgame.
I think we may have there toward the end, but what you saw right there is talking about not having to punt a whole lot. There were about 4 young men that are on the punt team that didn't realize it was time to punt until about 6 seconds left on the play clock. They sprinted out on the field, but unable to get there in time, so Coach Brock called us a timeout to preserve the yardage. Getting ready to punt the ball away again here on the 4th and 6 on their own 19.5-yard line with 3:01 left in the first half. 20-0, West Lauderdale over Kosciusko.
Well, coming into tonight's ball game, while we had this time on offense, we have only had 5 games so far this season due to the open date earlier this season. But Jackson Parker coming in with 29 completions out of 49 attempts, 636 yards, and definitely going to add to that tonight. As far as running the football, he's got 2 touchdowns already to go along with that 9 coming into tonight's ball game. So 11 touchdowns on the ground. Add 1 in the air, he's got 10 touchdowns in the air. So not too shabby for 5-6 ball games now. Brett Busby going to be standing around the 8-9 line. And Kosciusko's return man is around the 45-yard line. That is number 13. He's going to take a whippet bounce to around the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that ball hit and took about a half-yard bounce backward, but it hit and stuck. So good job by Brett Busby to get the punt away as the Whippets will take over 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line with just under 3 minutes left to go here in the first half.
2:51 to be exact. So the Whippets offense has had the Knights defense on their heels a little bit here in the second quarter, but the Knights defense has held strong when needed. So we'll see if that can continue here, at least maybe try to step up before getting deep into Knights territory. Once again, the Whippets will receive the football, so any point scored here is a big-time plus for them going into halftime.
Yeah, Kosciusko having 2 minutes, 51 seconds left, and all 3 timeouts, I believe. So should have plenty of time if they are able to do anything on offense.
Hand off to Olive, gets close to midfield, around the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to be a gain of about 3. We're going to second down to 7 for the Whippets here as the clock continues to run. Getting ready to wrap up here the first half. But you're right, Lee. The last drive, they were able to run the ball strong for several plays, but eventually got stopped on downs in the red zone.
Same formation for Greer, and Olive, who is right to his right-hand side, looking to pass, backpedals, goes off to his right side, looking for a man. He's got a man. That is Wade. Wade comes down with it at the Knight 30-yard line. Wade has looked very, very talented here in the early moments of tonight's game.
Yeah, the offensive line doing a great job protecting the quarterback there as he rolled off to the right. Had plenty of time to find the open man, and that's going to move the ball down to the 30-yard line. So that's where Kosciusko will have 1st and 10 with 2 minutes, right at 2 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Split out 2 receivers on each side of the field, but handoff to Olive, number 5, goes to that far side, and Jordan Gowdy, I don't see how he was able to catch up with him, but I tell you what, that's next level play right there from Jordan Gowdy. Tackles the man from behind, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, great job because there wasn't a whole lot there between him and the end zone if he's able to get away, maybe 1 or 2, but he's able to preserve him because he would have definitely picked up positive yardage without that tackle. So good job by Gowdy to get out there and tackle him on the line for a 2nd down and 10.
Congratulations going to Gowdy as well. He's going to be playing for Mississippi in the Mississippi and Alabama All-Star game in a few months. Looking to pass is, in and out of the hands. Intended receiver number 13, Tyrann Mosley.
Yeah, I'm going to look to my left, and hopefully we'll see a replay of that. But I'm pretty sure that hit him in the face mask.
Face mask?
I think it bounced off his helmet and went
That's
out
one
of
those that you don't want to, when Sunday comes around, you watch the replay of your game, and you go in and watch tape, like, can we just fast forward?
Yeah, we don't need to see that. That's definitely not going to be a positive check on the Chalk Talk, though.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. His go-to man, Lee Wade, is in the slot on the right-hand side. And Greer looking to go his way. Makes the connection at the 30 and still on his feet. And he will be pushed out of bounds. Be careful not to get a late hit out there, but around 1-yard pickup is going to bring up 4th down, 9 to go. Definitely believe the Whippets will stay on the field.
Yeah, they're going to nuke this clock as much as they can. There's less than a minute left in the first half. Probably take one last stab at the end zone and just see what happens. But yeah, that's going to bring up 4th down and long. Good job by the defenders, by the Knights, to keep Wade from being able to break 1 or 2 tackles. Great job by Busby just to contain until he got some help there.
So they'll move one of those receivers to the left-hand side, 3 to right, or excuse me, 3 to the left, 1 to the right, looking to, might just know he's going to throw just deep into the end zone. And does he make the, yeah, he does. No, knocked away. Was that Q? Was that Q? I believe that's Q-Bar-T knocking that ball away, and we still have a down receiver. That was Q-Bar-T. 4 interceptions throughout the season and just did an outstanding job to knock that ball away in the end zone, or the Whippets would be saying we've got some points on the board.
I would love to know how, and we're, the receiver who tried to make the catch is the guy down on the field.
I think that's number 13, Tyrann Mosley.
I would love to know how tall those receivers are. They've got some big men on the outside. Which when that happens, it forces your defensive backs to play bigger than they actually are, and that we're seeing that so far tonight.
So the Knights will take over on the 29-yard line, but you've got 23.8 seconds left before halftime. Once again, we've especially this season, we've heard the mentality of the West Lauderdale coaches. We don't feel safe with just the amount of points that we have between you and us, especially before halftime. So what do you do here with 23 seconds left, and you got the ball in decent field position? You've got timeouts on your side. They get the football to begin the second half. Do you try something here?
2 things. First off, glad to see the receiver walking away on his own power. So hopefully we'll be able to see him again in the second half. Second off, man, I don't know. You've got 23 seconds and you're in your own in your own territory. I'm not sure I do much.
Well, they're going to move Cooper Luke in motion, and Parker will take off with the football. And not much there. 31-yard line there, keying on him. Of course, there Parker loses his helmet, so will he have to come out?
Well, I don't know that they'll run another play. Clock stopped.
8.2 seconds left.
I don't know how the man running the ball loses his helmet unless it's ripped off.
And that may be their argument. Because there is some discussion.
But no flag was thrown, and because he lost his helmet without a penalty,
Yep.
you've got to bring in another quarterback if you run another play. However, the clock is running. That's going to be the end of the first half.
Yeah, Mac Jones did step in, but then, no play on the field. So that'll send the two teams to halftime. And what a great half for the West Lauderdale Knights. 20-0. Got some big plays, especially right there in the first quarter. Big plays that the Knights were able to put on the football field. We'll talk about some of those plays, and we'll talk about some scoring summaries. We'll talk about some statistics. We'll talk about some other scores going around from especially our district as well as from around the area. It's coming up with your halftime show. Alpha Insurance Agent Will Sweat, as well as Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Shane Hagewood. Thank you very much for sponsoring our halftime show, and that is coming up next. 20-0 here at the Kingdom in favor of the Knights. This is Q101.
Hey, I'm Kirsten Lee, graduate of West Lauderdale and contract specialist for Senior Benefit Marketing. We at Senior Benefit Marketing have a combined 40 years experience in the senior market for life and burial insurance. We would love the opportunity to customize a policy just for you. Or maybe you're looking for a career option. We are always looking for people to join our winning team. Please visit our website at www.seniorbenefitmarketing.com. Go Knights!
Give it up for the Kosciusko High School Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 West Lauderdale Mighty Knight Marching Band, under the direction of Dr. Christopher Grant and drum majors Brittany Harden and Chance Evans, bring you the story of Beethoven's Immortal Beloved. Join us tonight as we trace the beginning of this tale. Drum majors, are you ready? You may take the field.
my own self. Where I am, you are with me. You suffer, you, my dearest creature.
If memory serves me, Kosciusko won the toss to start the game, and they deferred to the second half, so they'll start with football. And I'd like to remind you that the band, you have one more quarter to buy your 50-50 ticket from the band at the table close to the front entrance. And if you want tickets, you can do that. The draw will be between the third and fourth quarters. We'll announce the winner at the start of the fourth quarter. So that is the band. Support the band. That's a 50-50 draw.
Of Class 3A. So Union maybe possibly looking at an upset there against Enterprise, 14-7. Of course, we know Coach Wren over there at Union. And Forest over Southeast Lauderdale. Forest currently 35. No, I'm sorry. Was that was a yesterday ball game. Forest over Southeast Lauderdale 35-7. Philadelphia defeated Nanawaya by a score of 54-24. Those are some updates for you. We'll try to bring you more as we continue tonight's action. Important one here, though, 20-0 in favor of the Knights. Of course, if the Knights, we talked about this during the coaches show, if the Knights can get to 2-0, it would take, I don't know what it would take, but it would take a lot to not get in the playoffs. But I know that's not the end goal. You want to win that division, and you want to be able to be in the driver's seat when going into the playoffs.
Absolutely. If you win the division, top two seeds are guaranteed the first round home game in the playoffs. But the higher you are seeded, one seed, whatever, the better your odds are of having more home games in the playoffs. Which obviously, especially here at the Kingdom, the home field advantage is just you can't describe, especially when the fans really get into it, how it can and will impact the game.
Yeah, we don't mention this. We did a little bit last week, but last week's win, and we talked about it during the coaches show. Last week's win was Coach Brock Clay's 50th win as a head coach in only 68 ball games. That's outstanding. But when you get into division play, this team under Coach Brock Clay has only lost 3 games in his 6 seasons as head football coach in division play. He's 23-3 with a division record. That's amazing.
Yeah, you don't hear that often, and that speaks to the kind of coach Coach Clay is. It speaks to the kind of coaches that he surrounds himself with, and it speaks to the kind of athletes and the talent that we have here at West Lauderdale. But you know what? I've seen dozens, maybe more, teams with just a ton of talent that aren't coached up and don't win games. So it takes talent. It also takes the ability to coach them to their fullest potential, and we see that in Coach Brock and the program that he has. I mean, it was here, but he's been able to sustain that kind of success here.
As the Knights and the Whippets take the field for the second half. Once again, thank you very much to our sponsors of halftime, Alpha Insurance Agent Will Sweat and Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Shane Haywood. Back deep for the Whippets as they will receive the football to begin the second half. Wade and Pace are your return men.
That's a high, deep end-over-end kick.
Come down. Was his foot in the end zone? Must not have been. He's able to take it out. 10, 15, 20, 25, and He'll be brought down around the 27, 28-yard line. I thought his foot was on that line, but nonetheless, it is a nice return of about 27 yards.
They got two officials on the goal line, so if one would have missed it, surely the other one would have caught it. But you're right, as it stands, 1st and 10 for the Whippets on their own 27-yard line, which is where they begin the second half. And look, obviously there's a lot of time left, but you're almost in a must-score situation here.
What?
You've got to come out if you're the Whippets. You've got to come out and put points here.
Something interesting, QBRT is having to come off to the sideline. Cooper Luke takes his position, but he immediately gets to the sideline and takes a knee. We'll have to continue this information later. Handoff goes to Olive, goes right up the middle, makes a spin, and gets a couple more yards up to about the 33, maybe even 34-yard line. I believe they're going to mark him right in between the 2-yard markers. Nope, right on the 33-yard line. So gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, that's going to bring up second down for the Whippets here. And again, they didn't have a – we'll talk in a second.
Greer gives it off to Olive again, and maybe 1-yard pickup. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
You know, the last 2 drives that the Whippets had, they were able to garner a little bit of success running the ball downfield to the point to where they did eventually turn the ball over on downs, but it was fairly deep into the night territory. Here they're facing the 3rd down and 4 on their own 34-yard line, 33.5-yard line.
2 receivers left, 1 right for Greer. Greer shoots it out to his receiver, makes the connection, number 6, and is brought down after a first down is made. That's Jamarion Thompson, sophomore receiver for the Whippets.
Yeah, the Knights are playing soft coverage on there. What I mean by that is they had their cover man, their cornerback, was given a huge cushion to the to the wide receiver, and basically number 6 for the Whippets, the wide receiver, went about 6 yards downfield, turned around, just waited for the pass to come to him.
QBRT does re-enter the game, so that's good news for the Knights defense. Greer hands off to Olive, and Olive will maybe get a yard after that. He was actually stopped in the backfield, but somehow squirted free for about a yard.
Well, he just kind of fell forward.
Mm-hmm.
There was, after that initial contact, there was very little chance he was going to break it. He just kind of fell forward for a positive yard pickup, single yard pickup, but that's going to bring up second down and 9 on their own 43-yard line.
Here's Greer in the shotgun. Looks over his left-hand shoulder as they're moving left to right. Get the play call, bark out those signals to his lineman, and he drops the ball but picks it back up, and he may take it and run with it. And he's looking for a receiver downfield, and it will be picked up. No. Actually, I believe our defenders might have hurt each other on that play as far as making the connection. That's Jet Calvert. Number 24, Jet Calvert, as well as Brett Busby. I'm sorry. That's 2 1s on his jersey. Jack Davidson and Jet Calvert trying to get the same ball.
Yeah, and this isn't baseball. You can't call the other one off. You can't, so they both, it's one of those. It looks weird. You wish it would have gone a different direction, but that was definitely just 2 guys going max out effort, and just it happens. But it's still going to bring up a long third down and 9 for the Whippets on their own 43-yard line.
Double receiver set for the Whippets on the right. They'll have to call a timeout.
The play clock is on 0.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to step aside as well. Once again, 20-0, 9:37 remains here in the third quarter. We'll be back on Q101.
The Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville is proud to support the West Lauderdale Knight football team. Come see us for all your tailgating supplies.
Here at Piggly Wiggly, we support West Lauderdale. Go Knights!
Line. Play clock was just about to hit 0, and Coach Casey Orr said time out. So they'll have 2 left for the remaining of the second half. Here's Greer as he looks over the field, looking to pass. Rolls out to his left, throwing deep. He's got a man, but he is going to be overshooting his man for about 3 yards or so. But we also had Landon Vaughn in his pocket, number 12.
Yeah, just overshooting everybody. Nobody was within 3-4 yards of that pass. But that's going to bring up 4th down and 9, 4th down and long. And so the Whippets, they're sending their punt team out, and you can't blame them on this. You got to think if they'd have been on the positive side of the 50, they'd have probably gone for it. Because like I said, while you are still very early in the third quarter, being down 3 scores already and having I think they stopped them once, having a hard time stopping the Knight offense. There's an end-over-end punt. It's going to be a little short, and it's going to be marked dead by the Whippets on the West Lauderdale 27-yard line, 26, I believe, which is where they will take over 1st and 10.
So Parker comes into the huddle here with a 21-yard and a 22-yard rushing touchdown and a 53-yard passing touchdown. That's where we have 20 points for the West Lauderdale Knights. Defense has been an outstanding task against this Kosciusko Whippet offense. But here we go, 1st down and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Have a receiver on each side of the field. Pistol formation for Parker and Collins directly behind him. It's Parker all the way to the 30, 35, 40, 45 midfield, foot race, 45, 40, 35, 30. Parker finally, he's still on his feet to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, West Lauderdale. How in the world?
We got a very late flag being thrown on the 15-yard line. But you're right, it was an outstanding run by Parker and doing a great job making men miss deep in their in the Whippet territory. Waiting to see what the call is, but that was a very, very late flag being thrown.
Currently a 73-yard touchdown. Is this going to come back? The flag is marked on the 15. On the replay that we're seeing in the booth here, I didn't see anything, but it's only a tight shot, and it is going to come back.
Yeah, they're marching it off. As soon as we get the official signal, we'll give you the call. It's going to be a block in the back against the Knights.
Are they going to call that on Cooper Luke? That was the only one in the vicinity, and I don't see how because, he came back.
Well, if it is on Luke, that's the second one that he's had. And, again, we didn't see them, but he was the only blocker in the area.
Well, Parker's surpassed 100 yards rushing tonight in the quarterback position. He'll have it 1st down and 10 from the Knight 23-yard line. Ball comes loose, and the ball is still loose, and then the Whippets will have the ball around the 10-yard line. No, they're going to come up to around the 15. That ball was loose, and we've had trouble pretty much a lot of times tonight, both sides of the football, and there you go. The first mistake actually made from that loose football from the snap.
So what you saw there is compounding mistakes. First off, the block in the back, keeps the touchdown from happening. Next play from scrimmage, unable to put the ball in the belly of the running back. It hits the ground, and the running back actually kicks the ball about 10 yards downfield, which makes it just an easy pickup by the Kosciusko offense.
How about a turn of events from the Whippets, though? You look to be a touchdown, a 73-yard touchdown run from Jackson Parker. Very next play, the penalty stops the momentum, and then the very next play, you've got the football in your hands just on the inside of the 20-yard line. Here is Greer, hands off to Olive, and the defense of the Knights is standing strong. No gain on they might have given about a half a yard.
And this is just me kind of thinking back over the last 6-7 weeks. I'm not sure I remember us having any trouble on the handoff. Maybe one, but I don't know that I remember that. But, Lee, we've seen 3 or 4 different times that we have come very close to putting the ball on the ground, mishandling the handoff, and that time it came back to bite us. Something that's going to have to be worked on in practice next week before we face off against the number 1 team in 4A, Louisville, at their place next Friday night.
2nd down and 9, and Greer shoots it out to his intended receiver, number 13, gets up to the 1st down markage, 1st down needed yardage, and goes out of bounds, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to mark him at the 29, which was the line to gain, so I believe that's going to be 1st down.
That was junior receiver Tyran Mosley.
Are they going to measure it?
Well, the ball is looks like it's just on the inside of the 29, but they're now calling 1st down.
Yeah.
The nose of the football is on the 29-yard line.
From our Eagle vantage point up in the press box, it looked like a 1st down, but sometimes we don't have the best angle, especially deep, one side of the field or the other. But that is going to be 1st and 10 for the Whippets on their own 29-yard line after the big fumble by the Knights as they were driving deep into the Whippet territory.
Greer hands off to Olive. Olive is met after he crosses the 30-yard line. About a yard and a half. We'll call it 2nd down, short 9, long 8. They're going to put it directly on 30, so we'll call it 2nd down, full 9.
Good job by the defensive line there to plug the gap, not let him pick up any extra yardage. Very minimal gain. Like you said, a gain of 1 before being driven back. But forward progress, obviously, awards him with a 1-yard pickup. 2nd down and 9 for the Whippets.
Going in motion is Olive, but trying to pass is quarterback Greer. Makes completion to Mosley. Goes out of bounds around the 36-yard line.
Yeah, he's going to be about 2.5 yards shy. Maybe a full 3 of the first down, but that's going to bring up 3rd and very manageable here. 3rd down and 3, I believe, is where they're going to mark it, yeah. Quarterback scrambling around. At first he wanted a swing pass to his running back who kind of flared off to the left, but he was, covered, so after scrambling up and to his right, able to find the receiver who was just kind of posted up kind of as a safety valve for him. Able to turn something that looked a little bit like him wasn't going to go anywhere into a positive gain.
Greer sending his running back in motion, throwing, and he makes the connection. That is Wade, and gets the forward progress past the 39-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Yeah, got him just to where he needed. He needed to be on the 39 for the first down. They marked it down inside the 40.
And you got to think the Knights' offense was not on the field a long time at all before they coughed off the football. Once again, 20-0 is the score, but the Knights' defense has been on the field quite a bit during the second half, almost 5 minutes straight here. Take away a couple plays. First down and 10 for the Whippets. Going left to right, hands off, right up the middle, number 22. And he'll get close to those sticks again. Number 22 for the Whippets is Eli Kemp.
Yeah, Kemp's been running the ball a few times already this drive and doing a good job picking up positive yardage. Kemp is a junior. They just got him listed as just kind of a utility back. He also plays outside linebacker on defense sometimes. But doing a good job, punching the gap right up the middle, picking up good yardage, picked up 8 on that play. 2nd down and 2. Threatening with that midfield marker on their own 48-yard line.
Shotgun formation. We'll have Kemp right to his left, and he'll get the handoff and initially stop, but he breaks free for a first down pickup into Knight territory. Man, you got to wrap up on that one. He had him stopped for no gain, maybe even a loss, and he somehow just breaks free. You can't just hit him, right?
Yeah, you got to wrap up. You got to finish the play, drop to the ground. But he had him. He wrapped him up and then let him go. But what would have been probably a loss of 1 or 2 turned into a gain of about 7 and a first down inside Knight territory.
From the 43-yard line of the Knights, the Whippets into Knights territory again. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Kemp to the left of Greer. Greer looking to pass, overshoots his intended receiver, the intended receiver number 6, Jamarion Thompson.
I don't think it would have ended well for him.
No.
Brett Busby had a beeline on him and probably would have put his shoulder pad somewhere in the rib cage.
And I think he's letting him know that right now. There is a conversation between number 1 and number 6. Of course, number 1, Brett Busby, and number 6, Thompson for the Whippets.
But as it stands, that goes down to just a harmless, incomplete pass. Bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Whippets on the West Lauderdale 44-yard line.
Same formation. And batted away. I believe that's Carson Smith. Carson Smith has had an outstanding ball game, but that was batted away at the line of scrimmage. So bring up 3rd down and 10 from the Knight 43-yard line, 44.
All right, I know you got to change it up. You've got to keep the opposing team on their heels.
Same pass, same play.
Well, beyond that, I mean, we've seen Kosciusko this drive have just all kind of success running the ball, and then all of a sudden they run the throw.
And pump fake here to Greer going. He's in Knight territory, Whippet territory.
He fumbled.
He fumbled the football in his own territory in the 48, 49-yard line. That'll be Knight football. And takeaway for the Knights.
But again, I mean, look, I'm grateful. Go Knights. But you've had so much success running the ball. Why automatically all of a sudden do you try to throw it 3 times where you get 2 incompletes
but
and
you know as well as I do
a strip fumble?
When you can run the football like they've been able to do, that should open the passing up, but couldn't happen right there. 2 receivers left for the Knights, moving right to left. Pistol formation for Parker. Collins with the handoff. Collins near the 45, 44-yard line of the Whippets, and that's a gain of 5, so 2nd down and 5. Once again, just a few moments ago, Parker had a 73-yard touchdown run. An outstanding run, but a block in the back negated the run. And then the very next play, a fumble took place. Kosciusko Whippets were able to do something with it, but just not being able to put anything on the scoreboard. And here are the Knights. The 2nd down play goes for a yard loss.
Yeah,
Caleb Collins with a handoff and gets tackled from behind.
Caleb Collins just trying to get to the end on the left, unable to do that, was tracked down from behind for, like you said, a 1-yard loss, bring up 3rd down and a long 4, short 5. We're going to call that long 4.
2 receivers right for Parker and the Knights.
All right, so they're right in front of us. This is the first time I've noticed Kosciusko has it's almost a full yard between their hand
and the football.
Yeah, they have a lot of space on that line.
Parker looking right to pass, and that is going to be almost picked off. Not sure if there was miscommunication right there or not, but 2 receivers on that right-hand side almost stopped, and Parker threw it like they were supposed to continue going. So I'm not sure if there's just miscommunication there or not.
Yeah, it had to have been just some miscommunication. The receiver thought he was supposed to run a route. Jackson Parker thinking he was going to run a different route, and as a result, almost an interception, but it's going to fall as a 4th incomplete pass. Bring up 4th down, and the offense still on the field, being on the positive side of the 50.
4 receivers, 3 on this near side, 1 to the far side. Parker will backpedal, maybe going to be punting. And another mistake. Parker somehow punts it away, and he's going to decide to take it. I'm not sure that was a wise move. But
did the ball come out?
Up to the 34-yard line.
No.
So once again, trouble with the snap again for the Knights.
Very, very fortunate that he was able to get that ball back, and I have no idea how he got the kick away.
And Clint, this is putting your defense in another situation. You didn't have the football as far as the offense. You might have had it for a minute. You're putting your defense right back out on the football field. You got to wonder how much longer that they can take before giving up something here tonight.
Yeah, the offense has just been here in the second half, been very stagnant. Maybe picking up a couple first downs before. You had the one massive run by Jackson Parker that was negated, or the touchdown aspect was negated because of the penalty, resulting in a turnover the very next play. Then we've seen a punt and a couple of balls fell on the ground.
Hand off to Olive and gets hit hard. That'll be a loss in the play. Big number 62 for the Knights. That is Ray Bartley.
Yeah, running back for the Whippets tried to cut back, and Bartley was there waiting on him.
It's Cade Germany. I'm sorry, that's Cade Germany, 52. That silver just kind of bled together with my old eyesight.
It happens. But no, Cade Germany he was just waiting on him on that cutback, and as soon as he stepped back toward him, put a helmet in his chest plate and drove him straight to the ground.
So that'll bring up 2nd down 13 as the Whippets are down 20 against our very own Knights. Knights looking to stay unbeaten on the season. The Whippets want to come in here in the Kingdom and upset the Knights. And here's Greer with the quarterback keeper, goes to that far side. That's one of the few times that he's ran tonight.
Well, that was just a simple read option to where he put the ball in the belly of his running back, but had the option to pull it out, and everyone
bid on it.
Both defensive ends, broke down trying to stop the running back.
Greer is actually coming in tonight's game 2nd on the team. He runs the ball quite a few times, but not much there. 187 yards coming into tonight's game. They've had 6 games to play with it, but 55 carries for 187 yards. Turned in about a 15-yard play there? First down and 10 from the 46 of their own. 2 receivers left, 2 right, as Greer is being flushed from the pocket, comes off to this near side, looking to throw deep, and he's got a man. That is Wade. Lee Wade comes down with it.
He's
going to say
unable.
Incomplete. Wow.
Yeah. He bobbled it, wasn't able to maintain possession through the ground, and as a result, maybe a bigger deal right there. Quarterback for the Whippets, very, very slow to get off the ground. Not quarterback. That was number 9 for the Whippets.
Yeah, that's quarterback.
Yeah.
Greer.
Greer gets hit hard as he's throwing the ball away, and very, very slow getting off the ground.
A lot of high schools nowadays, you see a quarterback pull it down and run the football. I see now why he does decide to.
They're going to have to take a timeout here. They got 3 seconds left on the play clock, and
he's still feeling it. You can tell he's a little
delay the game.
Not quite Tua-esque, but he is close to it.
All right,
you know what I mean by that.
Yeah. So Kosciusko takes a timeout to preserve the yardage. It's their 2nd timeout here in the second half.
We're going to take a step aside as well. 20-0 in favor of the Knights. We'll be back on Q101.
The Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville is proud to support the West Lauderdale Night football team. Come see us for all your tailgating supplies.
Here at Piggly Wiggly, we support West Lauderdale. Go Knights!
the Kingdom. The Whippets have had the ball quite often here in the second half. Got about 3:04 remaining here in the third quarter, but nothing on the scoreboard to show for it. But the Knights defense has got to be wearing down here in the third quarter. Hopefully they can get a breather with this timeout that the Whippets are coming out of. That was their second timeout of the second half, and we still have a quarter and 3 minutes left to play here. Second down and 10 from the Whippet 46-yard line. Moving left to right, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, and they'll quarterback keeper, and he'll be getting back to the line of scrimmage. That's all.
Yeah.
Great stop by the Knights.
Again, just another read option, the exact same play that went for a sizable gain a few plays ago. The defense able to contain the quarterback that time rather than the defensive end breaking down on the running back, able to contain him, not let him bounce out. And as a result, great job by there to force a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 here for the Whippets on their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, huge stop for the defense here. Greer looks over the field, being flushed in the pocket, and he will go down. He will go down. That will be a quarterback sack in the backfield, right, Clint?
Absolutely, and I have no idea how he held onto that football. I mean, kudos to him for not fumbling it, but that is going to be a sack. A loss of just one, but it's a sack for the Knight defense. And they're going to be in a punting situation here on 4th and long, 4th and 11.
I believe Carson Smith is making a case for himself as a defensive player of the game. As he was in on that sack, he's already had quite a few plays, a tackle for loss, pass defense, and now in on a quarterback sack. High snap, and the ball comes free. Punter will just go down on it inside the 20-yard line, and the Knights will have outstanding field position. That may be something they've needed to have happen here with just under 2 minutes left. And not that they are in dire need, but they need something to go in their favor to get some momentum on their side.
Yeah, the offense have been kind of stagnant here in the second half. Like I said, barring that 175-yard run. What do we call it? A 50-yard run, I guess.
After all is said and done, it was backed up. The penalty came in around the 15-yard line. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, we'll say a 50-yard. Sure. Yeah, and after that, you've had a couple of just miscues, put the ball on the ground. So hopefully, starting this deep in the Whippet territory on the Kosciusko 20-yard line.
This may be in the area of a Gunnar Knapp or Hunter Moore situation here. On the 20-yard line of the Whippets, Jackson Parker in shotgun formation. Rolls out to his left, looking for a receiver, and he's going to be dragged down from behind. That's going to be a huge loss, about 10 yards, as number 8 for the Whippets comes in and takes him down, Javen Mallett.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down. They're going to call that a 13-yard loss on that sack.
Wow.
So you go from 1st and 10 on the night on the Whippet 20 to 2nd and 13 on the 33-yard line after that huge sack.
Came off to that right-hand side, and I said look out for Gunnar Knapp on that play, and Gunnar Knapp was in cut. He was taking a route, so it might have been. Him and Hunter Moore going in motion to this near side. Parker in a pistol formation who ended up to Collins, and they are just eating on Collins. They're not allowing Collins to get anything on him.
Yeah, they're going to give him credit for like maybe a 2-yard gain to get it up to the 31-yard line. But that's still going to bring up 3rd and very long, 3rd and 21.
Well, definitely you're in a situation where it's 4-down territory being this deep into Whippet territory. But you had the ball on the 20-yard line. You had the ball on the 15-yard line just a few plays, just a couple drives ago, and just nothing able to happen out of this. And this has been a mistake area for the Knights in this third quarter.
Yeah, you're kind of in that area that's I don't know that you're in field goal range if you're able to pick up maybe half this. But
Parker rolling out to his right, slips the football out to Collins, but man is right there, and the defense for the Kosciusko Whippets is looking faster and faster as the game moves on.
Yeah, they sold out on the run from the beginning. They did not think for a second that Parker was going to throw that. But because of that, that's going to be the end of the third quarter, so they have a little bit of time to think about what they're going to do here as they go into the fourth quarter with a 20-0 lead, West Lauderdale over Kosciusko.
12 minutes remain. We'll take a break. Come right back here on Q101.
The Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville is proud to support the West Lauderdale Knight football team. Come see us for all your tailgating supplies.
Here at Piggly Wiggly, we support West Lauderdale. Go Knights!
Josh Luis, Laird Dunlap, Colby Epton, Trip Taylor, Thomas Murr, Ethan Moore, Cooper Lafferty, Braden Combs, Tyson Lucky, Levi Rickles, Zane Wood, Braden Warren, Cooper Rayner, Woody Aguilar, Jason Houston, and Jackson Austin. Give it up for the boys soccer team.
Collinsville, Mississippi. The Knights have a 20-0 lead here going into the fourth quarter. And that was one of those quarters where yes, the Knights have a 3-score lead, but it's one of those quarters you just say, all right, that was over. Let's just not even worry about what happened in that quarter.
Yeah, on defense, from the defensive standpoint, the Knights are playing lights out, doing a great job. From an offensive standpoint, man, this current drive has kind of been what it's looked like. Just not a whole lot, but they're finding themselves in a fourth and very long offense still on the field.
Trips receiver set on the far side. Parker rolling out to his left, and he's being flushed in the pocket, and he's going to go down. The Kosciusko Whippets are going to have outstanding field position at the 45-yard line.
The Knights started that drive on the Whippet 20-yard line, and after losing,
you got to get rid of that football, don't you? I mean, even if you do throw it up for an interception, you're throwing the ball. You're getting them deeper in their own territory.
Well, they're selling out on the blitz. You think if you're just listening to the radio and you're hearing sack, loss of yardage, sack, it's easy to think, okay, the offensive line is tanking, something's going on, but you've got 5 offensive linemen and about 7 guys rushing the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It's borderline impossible, especially when you have 4 wide receivers in that formation like they did. It's borderline impossible to block everybody that's gunning for the quarterback, and that's why Parker's finding somebody in his face so quick.
Well, the Whippets have been gifted a little gift here on the 45-yard line. Greer takes it off, running still on his feet, and he'll get a Whippet first down into Knight territory on the opposing 45-yard line.
Actually, I think they're going to mark him about a half-yard short.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to mark him down right on the 46-yard line. So
they moved the chains.
Somebody messed up.
They have already moved the chains. The chain crew thought that it was a first down, but the official says no, so you're going to have to back those chains up. Hopefully that somebody caught that. Yep, referees got to get together and discuss it. What is there to discuss?
I have no idea.
The ball was on the 45-yard line. The ball is now on the 46-yard line. That is not 10 yards.
The only thing that I can think of are the 2 side judges. You've got one on both sides of the field, marked it differently. Typically, you go with the side judge who's closest to where the ball goes down, and that would have that mark
near side
on the 46-yard line and a yard shy. But if the other side judge is adamant, sometimes they'll change the ball placement, and so it looks like they're going to move the chains back.
Once again, the Knights had a 20-0 lead at halftime and have had some, once again, great success. I don't know where
So they're completely resetting the chains.
Late flag. Ooh. That's going to be sideline, I'm sure.
I think that's a personal foul against the coach.
It may be.
There's
a lot of discussion being on the far side of the football field on the Kosciusko Whippet sideline.
It looks like Coach Orr.
Yep.
Am I saying that right, Coach Orr? Looks like he's about to eat a 15-yarder on that.
And that's not – I mean, you had it
and
second down and 1.
If they are a yard shy, you go from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 16.
We'll see if this is a warning or if this is and I think this is actually going back, like you said.
Yeah, they're about to. Yeah, that's a personal foul.
Once again, the Knights defense has been outstanding in this second half, but the offense has, and they've had their chances. They've had quite a few chances and not being able to, they've really just shot themselves in the foot, kind of like what Kosciusko did in the first half. But Kosciusko has not been able to capitalize on the mistakes of West Lauderdale yet.
Well, that's a big mistake by the coach, and I know you get frustrated whenever you're in a game like this that you just can't seem to get it going on offense at all. But, man, you pin your players so far behind the 8 ball.
Second down 16 as the ball is now spotted on Kosciusko's own 39-yard line. First down to make would be at the 45 of the Knights. Greer looks over the field, rolls out to his right, still looking. He may decide to pull it down and run with it. Yep, he does, and he's got a first down waiting on him. He's still running inside the 40 to around the 38. Very late flag. This may be going against the Knights to give them a few extra yards.
Yeah, couldn't really tell where we are, but it's definitely in the area of being a late hit against the Knights. As soon as we get an official signal, we'll let you know. But as it stands, even without the penalty, that's going to that would be a first down on the 35-yard line.
Yep, he already is holding his fingers up. 1-5, 15-yard penalty. That's going to put the ball around the 25-yard line.
Yep, right on the 25.
11:09 remains. Knights lead 20-0, but it's just been mistake here in the second half for the Knights.
On offense.
And
now one on defense.
So the Whippets have been in this situation as well, deep into Knights territory. But just like the scoreboard shows, nothing to come away with. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right for the Whippets as Caden Greer, number 9, looks over his right shoulder to get the play call. Olive is his running back, and he is to his left. And looks like quarterback's going to take it himself, and a rare missed tackle by Jordan Gowdy, but he'll stop. He'll pause the play to where a Knight can get him to just a gain of 2. So 2nd down and 8 to go. Speaking of Gowdy, I think I said this earlier tonight. He will be playing in the Mississippi and Alabama All-Star game later on.
When's that game? I know December, right?
Yes.
It's after all the state championship games. We got about 10.5 minutes here left in the game. Knights 20, Kosciusko 0, but Kosciusko driving almost to the red zone.
Greer looking over the field, looking to pass deep. He's looking toward the end zone. And what do we have here? No, incomplete pass. QBRT in the pocket of the intended receiver. Was that number 13? I believe so. Tyrann Mosley? Yes.
That is the exact same play that they tried to score on 4th down in the first half. And honestly, the same thing going through my head. That receiver has got about 3, 4, 5 inches on Barty, but Barty playing bigger than his stature might look as he's able to prevent the touchdown, forcing a 3rd down and 8.
Definitely, it's 4-down territory for the Whippets inside the 25 of the Knights, down by 3 scores. You definitely
Kosciusko's punter. The Knights over for him. He's done. You can't afford to give up a possession anymore. You've got to get points. That means throwing a Hail Mary on 4th and 50. You do what you got to do, but you can't afford to give up possession anymore.
3rd down and 8. Greer looking over the field. Once again, being flushed in the pocket.
I believe this is going to be a free play.
Yep, free play. Going to the end zone once again and overshoots everybody.
But that's going to be
there's a holding.
Do we have 2 flags?
There's a holding. One ref has already called for a holding. Not sure what the second flag is standing around the 27, 28-yard line.
So we're going to have 2 flags on the field. One of them was thrown immediately at the snap, and that's going to be offsides on West Lauderdale. The other one, it looks to be holding against Kosciusko. And so those penalties are going to offset, I believe. Here comes the official signal.
Yep, both.
Oh, did they call an illegal shift? Okay, so the first penalty was an illegal shift against Kosciusko.
Okay, both penalties were on Kosciusko. He's deciding which one to take.
An illegal shift is a 5-yard penalty. Holding's 10, so it looks like they're going to take the holding penalty to go from 3rd and 8. Or do you consider declining and making it 4th down? But it looks like they're going to accept the penalty and make it 3rd down and 18.
And what Kosciusko has been able to do, and considering your defense has been on the field for so long here in the second half, you almost want to have that 4th down up there.
Yeah, but as it stands, I mean, anytime you can back them up that much. So, yeah, that's going to bring up 3rd down and 18 for the Whippets after the holding penalty.
So they'll split them out right. 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left as the Whippets are moving right to left. On the 33-yard line of the Knights. Swings it out to Mosley. Goes off to that far side. Mosley out of bounds at around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to give him credit for about a 4-yard gain, but that's still going to bring up 4th down and 14.
Which that play actually accounted for about 43 yards in the first half, but 3 at that play.
Well, we've talked about this already. The Knights doing a great job. Burn me once, shame on you.
I always get confused with that.
I know, right? But they're not getting burned twice on the same play.
Well, so the Whippets had it 4th down not too long ago and coughed it up. Let's see here if the Knights defense can cause the same effect. 4th down, 15 to go on the Knight 30-yard line. Greer looking to pass, and he's been flushed in the pocket. He'll go down at the 36-yard line. That is Carson Smith, and we've talked about him already. Carson Smith is you can go ahead and put it on the books. He is definitely the defensive player of the football game, I believe, from what we've seen up here.
That is we talk about, the game, just 2 or 3 plays changing the game. That's the 3rd time that the Whippets have turned it over on downs inside of West Lauderdale 30-yard line.
All right, if you're the Knights offense, how much can you just get out of your head of what has transpired over the last 12, 13, 14 minutes?
If you're the Knights offense, you're going to try to just run the ball, try to burn as much clock as you can.
Hayes Nance is the running back to the right-hand side of Jackson Parker with a 20-0 lead. And Parker will keep the football. He's at the 40, 45, midfield. He's at the 40, 45, 40, 35, 30, still on his feet around the 25-yard line. He's basically saying, hey, I had a 73-yard touchdown called back on me. I want to get one, but he doesn't quite get there, but he has a pretty good effort all the way up to the 25-yard line of the Whippets.
We'll give you all the official statistics after the game is over whenever they're given to us, but Parker well over 100 yards rushing,
yes,
well
definitely.
over 100 yards passing.
Mm-hmm.
Here
he is, hands the ball to Nance. Nance to just on the inside of the 25-yard line. I don't know if they even give him that. Now they have to.
But he's got 2 touchdowns on the ground, 1 in the air so far, having a big game. Again, all the scoring happening in the first half as we are getting close to the midway point here in the 4th quarter. What am I looking at?
It's called a football game.
Well, no, we had an injury. I was like, why do I see one of the coaches on the field, but one of the defensive linemen for Kosciusko is limping off the field. That's what I was trying to figure out.
I got you.
Yeah, because I'm looking at a coach who's already almost all the way up to the hash marks. I'm like, how's that not a penalty?
They didn't give Hayes Nance at all anything. Jackson Parker looking to pass. Jackson rolls out to his left. He's going to bring it down and run with it and lowers his shoulder, lowers his head and everything. Gets maybe about 4 yards. Going to bring up 3rd down, 6 to go.
Good job by the Kosciusko defensive backs. That was not a designed quarterback run, but there was nobody open on the right side of the field where he was looking. So Jackson Parker decides to tuck the ball, run, picks up a solid 3.5, 4 yards to bring up 3rd down and manageable. 3rd down and about 6.5.
Collins back into the game as Hayes Nance checks out. 2 receivers right for Parker and the Knights. Once again, moving left to right. Parker takes a snap, hands it to Collins, and Collins has got a few lead blockers into the 20, near the 15, and that's going to be close to a Knight 1st down.
I think they're going to mark him about a yard shy, but what that does is, man, that no-brainer, you go for it here. You're able to pick up another half yard. You're able to burn at least another 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes off the clock, even if you don't get it in the end zone. So, yeah, they're going for it. 4th down and about half yard.
High formation for the Knights as Hunter Moore is directly behind Parker, and I'm not so sure that it's going to be false start. That should be declined, right? Is that a declinable penalty? If it's false start, then the Whippets will decline this, and it will be a turnover on downs.
No, if it's a false start against the offense, the penalty, the ball is blown dead.
That's blown dead, yes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So the play never existed.
There you go, because Parker did not have a 1st down on that, so it's going to back him up to the 21-yard line.
So now, something to think about. Do you kick the field goal to make it?
That's what I was thinking. You've definitely got a kicker that's capable, but
they're leaving the offense out on the field. But they're backing out of that power out, going to go into a pistol formation with 2 wide receivers far left. No one on the right side as far as receivers go.
Maybe trying for a hard count here to see what the Whippets do. I think the Knights have 3 timeouts in their pocket here.
Well, the play clock's down to 5. They're going to take a timeout here.
Yep. Timeout on. No one called a timeout. A delay of game penalty has been thrown, so.
Yep, play game.
That's odd. 26-yard line is where they'll put the football.
So after 2 penalties, you go from 4.5 yard to 4th and 11.
So why not take the timeout then?
Maybe they didn't see the play clock. Maybe decided the timeouts were more important than the yardage. It's hard to tell. I'm sure they had their reasons.
It was 4th down and 1. It was 4th down and 6, and now it's 4th down and 11. 2 receivers left for Parker. Parker throwing. Parker's got a receiver, and that's Cooper Luke right at the sticks. Right at the sticks, and is that going to be a first down?
It completely depends on where they end up marking that ball. They're going to mark it.
Ball is spotted. The nose of the football is touching the 15-yard line, and it looks to be the yards to make is on the inside, or the outside of the 15-yard line.
They're going to bring the chains out to measure,
but that's placement there. That is smart football. Get to the line, sit down on it, and get your yards that you need. But regardless, it's a first down for one team out there, as the first down has already been called. It's either for West Lauderdale or for Kosciusko. Kosciusko seems to think it's their first down, and it is. It was not much in between that chain and the football, was it?
No, that was about a 2-chain link difference. I mean, it was very, very close. But what they're going to say is that Cooper Luke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just kind of sat down oh, goodness.
And that's the problem with high school football. Your knee's down. That's where the play is going to be called dead, right?
Mm-hmm. But as it stands, they're going to mark him down about 2 feet short of the line to gain. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Whippets. But again, man, how big were those penalties?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the false start goes from 4th and 1 to 4th and 6. The delay of game, 4th and 6 to 4th and 11. So you penalize yourself 10 yards. You short half a yard to gain.
Once again, scores 20-0 in favor of the Knights, but the way that the Knights have, especially on offense, have played this second half, it hasn't been pretty.
It has not. All the scoring taking place in the first half. West Lauderdale able to either move the ball. They've had the ball deep in Kosciusko territory 2 or 3 times, but unable to do anything with it.
So Greer and the Whippets. Gets hit hard. Jordan Gowdy is just playing with a rag doll back there in the backfield.
Yeah, they're going to give him credit for about maybe 1 yard gain, maybe 1.5.
Jordan Gowdy just picked up the runner and just lifted him. And you've seen the, just shaking somebody up and twisting them around. That's what it looked like with Jordan Gowdy and the running back there.
Kind of reminded me of my dog whenever they get a hold of a chew toy. Exactly. Yeah, just like that. 2nd
down, 9 to go. Greer flush from the pocket. Greer will go down again. Was that Carson Smith again? No, that was Jet Calvert, number 24. Comes off that outside there.
Either way, that's going to go down.
It was Carson Smith.
It's going to go down to 2-yard loss. Going to bring up 3rd down and 11. As the Knights have picked up, 3 or 4 sacks so far tonight.
That's something that they have not had over the last 5 ball games of the season. That's something that, and not to say that the defense has been weak, it's just saying that we've had more tackles for loss instead of sacks. 3rd down and 11 for the Whippets. Whippets looking to pass here. Of course, Greer finds a man that is, I believe, Olive, up to near the 25. That's going to be about a yard shy, maybe a yard and a half. No, it's about 2 yards shy from a first down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 2, but you got to go for this, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, the punter's done. He's going back to the bus. They're going to say 4th down and 3 for the Whippets on their own 23-yard line.
Yep.
Need to move it just beyond the 25.
Definitely in high school football, you have plenty of time but it's closing in on the last moments of the game. But 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here for the Whippets, down by 3 scores.
Well, they're still not playing with any kind of urgency. I mean, the play clock's at 3, so they're burning every bit they can.
Swings it out to Wade.
Incomplete. That's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Knights are going to take over deep in Kosciusko territory. And, I mean, anything can happen, but at this point, you're just burning the clock and trying to get out with a W.
You at least want to go out on a good note if you're the offense?
You want to go out with a W.
Yeah.
But West Lauderdale are going to take over on the Kosciusko 23-yard line, 1st and 10.
The Whippets do have 1 timeout, so not much in your favor for clock, which is at 3:57. The Knights, if they can get a first down, can pretty much bleed the rest of the clock out. 2 receivers to the far side. That's Antonio Radcliffe and Cooper Luke. And directly behind Parker in a pistol formation is Collins. Parker looks left, is being flushed from the left-hand side, and He throws. Got a man in the end zone, Cooper Luke, and he has to backpedal from the end zone. It is going to be a completion, but I believe they're going to mark him down around the 3-yard line.
Cooper Luke doing what a good receiver does when he looks up and realizes his quarterback is in distress, basically running for his life, is he basically just runs back to the quarterback, giving him an easy target, and that's what he did. He was initially set up in the end zone for a touchdown pass, but as he ran back to Jackson Parker to try to just give him a little bit of breather, ran out of the end zone, but it's still going to be first and goal on the 3-yard line.
Center and hands it off to Caleb Collins, and Collins is pushing his way in, and he gets in for the night's touchdown. 3-yard touchdown run for Caleb Collins. I don't know how he got in there because he was stopped at the 3-yard line, but he turns his back and just pushes his way in.
Absolutely. Good, strong running by Caleb Collins. Offensive line giving just enough push to clear the path for him. So, just what you wanted to see out of the Knights here to close out the game, being stifled for just about the entire second half, able to punch it in with under 3.5 minutes to go. The extra point up and good. Cooper Luke, 3 of 4 on the night on extra points, making it 27-0. West Lauderdale over Kosciusko.
All right, 30 seconds away. We'll come right back. 27-0, just like Clint said. We'll come right back here on Q101.
Thank you to the teachers for encouraging me when I wasn't sure where to start, for seeing my potential even when I didn't, for inspiring me to reach farther and try harder.
Thank you, MCC. You helped me change my future.
Find your wings at MCC.
$27-0 Knights over the Whippets of Kosciusko with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the game.
You take over the air guitar, I'll do the air drums.
I don't know, man. They're showing us live on the YouTube right now. Oh. They can't handle my moves. I'm like Jagger. That being said, Cooper Luke ready to kick the ball off once again. Low
line drive kick, going to come down around the 13-yard line, picks it up to the 20, 25. That is Wade. It's Lee Wade, number 3 for the Kosciusko Whippets. Very talented outfit. I'm
going to let you try that one again.
I don't know. Athlete.
I had no idea where you were going with that.
Very talented athlete.
At first I was thinking outfielder, and I was like, no, still wrong sport.
Yeah. Got him up to the 25-yard line. I remember watching him last year and just thought he was an outstanding athlete. That's probably what I was going at, outstanding athlete, but it came out outfield or out whatever.
Either way, Kosciusko taking over first and 10 on their own 25-yard line here, just trying to get something to build upon on the offensive side of the ball. Defense has been pretty solid the second half. Offense has done very, very little.
Greer looking to that is Olive with the man in the flat there. That might have been a screen.
Oh, that 100% was a screen pass. The offensive line, kind of gave a little hand check to their defenders that were in their face, and then released to go out and block, unable to get out there quick enough as the pass falls for about a 1-yard gain to bring up second down and 9 as the clock continues to run here deep in the fourth quarter.
2 minutes, 49 seconds to be exact. Second down and 9, just like you just said. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. And in these type of situations, he goes into Wade's position, and that's where he goes. Wade with the reception to the 25, to the 26, 27, maybe even 28-yard line. At some point, you got to go down the field, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to mark him down for about a 3-yard gain to bring up third down and third and 6. No, they're going to say 2-yard gain, so 3rd and 7.
And for those that it doesn't matter, I mean, that don't know, points matter in division play in high school football. So you know that they really would love some points on the board, but the Knights defense, once again, holding up strong. 3rd down, 7 to go for the Whippets. Once again, 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Kosciusko looking to throw. Got a man. That's Wade. Wade makes the reception at the.
He's going to get up for a first down on the 37-yard line, 36-yard line. So, you know, positive yardage for the Whippets as they have picked up this first down to get out to their own 36. That clock continuing to run here. West Lauderdale leading Kosciusko 27-0.
Same formation for Greer in the Whippets. Greer looks to the left and now pulls it down. He was across that line. He had to have been across that line. Yep, flag is on the field.
That's going to be the second time he's going to call for an illegal forward pass. As a quarterback, you've got to be conscious of where the line of scrimmage is, because that's either a 5 or a 10-yard penalty, but it comes with a loss of down as well. So you go from, you know, if he throws it a half second earlier, then you've got a 30-yard completion.
1:16 remains here. 27-0 in favor of the Knights.
But as a result of the play of the penalty, that they're gonna go from a what would have been a long completed pass to a loss of down to a penalty as an illegal forward pass. Quarterback just unaware of where the line of scrimmage was about. Side.
19 north of Collinsville for seafood gumbo.
The right-hand side, and will it be picked off? No, out of bounds. It was tipped there at the point of contact around number 25. That's Jake Rogers. And with 1:01 left, it's going to bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Whippets. And the quarterback Greer, his arm is one of those stingers, it looks like.
Yeah, he got hit hard as he was trying to get rid of the ball. You know, props to the quarterback, props to Greer as he's trying to tough it out and stay with it here late in the 4th quarter. But he definitely took a shot there at the end of that play as he was trying to get rid of the ball.
And with the situation they're in, and the Whippets are definitely going downfield. You've got more hands team on the football field. Here's a swing out pass to number 6, and he will be hit in the backfield and dropped for about a yard gain, but it's still behind the sticks, so it's going to bring up 4th down and long.
Yeah, 4th down, and what are they going to say, 4th down and about 14, 13 for the Whippets here, and this is obviously the punter is off the field. We've been saying that the entire second half.
You wonder, why is Kosciusko even trying? And points are needed in division play. I mean, if it comes down to you making the playoffs and your one score is better than the other person's score from facing West Lauderdale, then you definitely want a chance. 4th down play, Jordan Gowdy. No, I'm sorry, that's number 33 for the Knights. That is Tim McDonald coming up huge with a quarterback sack, and that'll give the Knights definitely the win here with 12 seconds left. 27-0, and the Knights will come out on the football field and kneel on it.
Yeah, kind of going to come back and run one play, and then this one's going to be over. So congratulations to the Knights as they move on to 2-0 in district play, 6-0 overall.
Hey, it looked like it was going to be just a blowout from the Knights' standpoint going into halftime. I mean, they were able to score pretty much at will, and then you come out the second half, and Kosciusko says, hey, we're going to come to play here in the second half, and they made it a ball game. I know the score shows 27-0, but the Kosciusko Whippets had plenty of chances here in the second half as we're trying to get the right personnel on the field. Jackson Parker in a victory formation will take the snap and backpedal and put a knee on the ground here at the Kingdom. At some point, he still hasn't done so, and there he goes.
Oh!
And that's should draw a penalty, but I don't know if they're going to do that this close to the end of the game.
I think, as Parker was getting ready to go down, a defensive player for Kosciusko kind of took a little bit of a shot on him, but as it is, the clock is showing zeros. The game is over. Congratulations to West Lauderdale with a 27-0 victory over the Whippets of Kosciusko.
6-0 6-0. The West Lauderdale Knights remain unbeaten as the Kosciusko Whippets fall to 5-2. Kosciusko 1-1 in division play, while the Knights 2-0. We'll talk about what transpired on the football field tonight and get ready for next week's big trip up north.
Traveling to Louisville.
Yeah. Post-game show coming up in just a matter of moments, being brought to you by Regions Bank, 27-0. Congratulations to the West Lauderdale Knights. We'll be back on Q101.